To St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town now. It's been confirmed that a fire broke out at the church in the early hours of this morning. In a social media post, the church claims that the fire was an act of arson. For more on this, we're joined by Jermaine Carelse, who is the City of Cape Town's Fire and Rescue spokesperson. Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon. Firstly, has the fire been doused, and where exactly in the church was it?
Good afternoon to you and your viewers. Yes, the fire was extinguished just before 4 this morning. That call we received about 8 minutes to 2 of smoke issuing in the vicinity of the St. George's Cathedral.
And what do we know about the circumstances that led to the fire?
Well, when the first officer arrived on scene, he saw that there was smoke issuing that was emitting from the basement area. That's like the air vents coming behind the bars. The person that had the keys to the cathedral, he came from finance. I think that was Mr. Franklin. But unfortunately, they couldn't gain access via the doors of the church. So the bars in front of the air vents had to be cut, and the firefighters had to go through that small vent hole to extinguish the fire. What they found in there was a large amount of rubbish that was in there, and I think there was some cotton wool around the entrance or around the space where the vent actually is. There's a lot of speculation. I hear people saying that it could have been a deliberate act. I think that we will leave to the South African Police Service that will investigate that issue.
Absolutely. You got the call just a little after 2 a.m. this morning, and the fire was doused just a little after 4 a.m. Just how big of a job was that, and what's the extent of damage to the church?
Well, there was no damage to the structure itself, to the basement itself. It was only that amount of rubbish, and how it got in there, I think that's just a mystery in itself, because it's a large opening, but to get to the opening, there's steel bars in front of it. So it could have been somehow, it could have been the wind blowing the rubbish inside that vent, or someone just deliberately putting rubbish inside there, and then perhaps with a cotton wool, that's an indication of something else. But as I said, I don't want to speculate. Luckily, it was only confined to the basement area, and it was only rubbish. It was not the church itself that was damaged in any way.
I appreciate that we'll leave everything to the investigating officers for us to get more detail, but in terms of, the operations of the church, any idea whether that will be impacted or is going to be cordoned off until investigators are done combing through the scene?
If it would be, then it would be only that section leading to the basement, but the church itself, I think that will be operational as per normal.
And members of your team, everybody is safe, everybody is well?
Yes, there was 2 teams from Rowland Street and the one from Seapoint. I think it cost the guys a little bit of just squeezing into that event. It was a very small space to occupy, so the guys had to tuck in, some of them had to tuck in their tummies just to get into the basement itself.
Their stomachs in and chests out. We're grateful that there haven't been any casualties. If you could confirm for us, please, right?
Yeah, there were no injuries at all.
Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon and for the work that you do as always. Jermaine Carelse is the spokesperson for the City of Cape Town's Fire and Rescue.